Hey everyone, welcome back to a YouTube channel of ServerAvatar. In this tutorial, we are going to see how easily you can host your GitHub repositories for the PHP and Node.js applications by the use of ServerAvatar. ServerAvatar makes it easy to host a GitHub repository by just few clicks. Just you need to provide your deployment script. Yes, you heard me right. So let's get started. So for this tutorial, we are going to see a Grave CMS platform. We are going to host a Grave CMS platform. So this is the popular CMS platform that has been used by the industry. So let's get started by visiting a GitHub repository of the Grave CMS. So basically this is the public repository. So in this tutorial, we are going to see how we can host a public repository. So let's start. First, you need to visit a serveravatar.com. If you are the new user, you can just create a free account. And if you are the existing user, just log in. So now the first step is to connect your server. To connect a server, first click on a create and server. Here you can see the options for the connector server. Suppose if you are using the Amazon Lightsail account, DigitalOcean server, Vultr server, Linode server, and Hedgener server, then you can link an account or create an account, and from that you can directly create your or connect your server. Apart from this, if you are using the any other VPS provider, or if you don't wish to connect your account for the Amazon Lightsail and the provided options, then you can select a custom way to connect your server. So here our first step is to provide a server name. Here you have the two ways to connect your server. First is with IP address and root password, and the second is I don't have a IP address, that is the without root password and IP address. So let's give the server name as a testing. Okay, then let's move forward. Clean up a server. Here you can see the options for the clean up a server. Select the first option when you want to allow a server avatar to remove any conflicting packages. At that time you can select the first option. On selecting the second option, it will tell a server avatar to do not delete any conflicting packages if you are running some important configurations or the sites on a server. Then we have the requirements. So basically this is the server requirements by the server avatar. So before connecting, make sure you follow the requirements, like 43210 port should be accessible because it will be used by the server avatar for the communications. Then we have the public IP address. If your public IP address has been changed at any time, you can change or update a public IP address in the server avatar pane. Supported OS, server avatar by default supported 20.04, 22.04 and 24.04 versions of the Ubuntu. Make sure your server has been a fresh server. Here you need to select a text tag. So here server avatar provides a lamp text tag, lamps text tag, and lomp text tag. And here you can also have a man text tag, which is the Nginx and Node text tag. Here, if you are using the PHP application, you can select the Apache, that is the lamp, Nginx, that is the lamp, OLS, that is the lomp text tag, and if you have the Node.js application, you can select the man tag. So for this tutorial, we are using the PHP because Grave is the PHP application, as you can see here. So we are going to select the Apache as a text tag, and we have the options to select a database. So here we have the options for MySQL and MariaDB. For this tutorial, we are going to use a MySQL. So click on a connect now. Before that, if you want a Node.js on for your application, then you can enable this toggle button to install a Node.js. Click on connect now. Here you will get some steps to follow or perform on your server. First, you need to log in into your server as a root user, and the second is you need to connect your server with a server avatar. So you just need to copy and paste this on your server. So just copy it from clipboard and paste it on your server. I already did this. I already connected my server. So let's move ahead. So here you can see the testing server has been connected. Okay, so here we have to create a application for the Grave CMS. So go to the applications and click on a create an application. Here, while first we need to provide a application name. That is, suppose we are hosting a Grave CMS, so let's give a application name as a Grave CMS. Here we have the options for to select a primary domain and a test domain. Select a primary domain only when you want to host a Grave CMS or your any of the applications on your own domain. At that time you can select the primary domain. Test domain is the temporary domain provided by the ServerAvatar. So for this we are going to use a test domain. So let me give it as a Grave CMS, same as the application name, and let's select the method. So we are going to host a GitHub repository. So we are going to select a Git. Here you have the service provider options. Like if you are using a Bitbucket, then you can select a Bitbucket, GitHub, GitLab. So basically all the Git options are here. So again, this is the GitHub repository. So we are going to select a GitHub repository. So let's move forward. We have the options to select a repository type. If you have a private repository, then you can just fill up these details and you can deploy your private repository. But Grave is the public repository, so we are going to move with the public repositories. So first you need to enter a clone HTTP URL. Clone HTTP URL, you can get it from a GitHub repository. Here you can see the button for code, and from here you can just copy and paste it down on here. Then we have to enter a branch name. Here branch name is a develop. So develop is the branch name. Okay. Now again, deployment script. Just you need to provide a deployment script for the Grave. So let's check the installation process of a Grave on a GitHub repository. So here you can see from GitHub, just we need to install the bin Grave install. So just copy and paste it down here. Now here you can see the options for the show advanced options. Click on it. Here you can create a system user or you can select from existing. Here you have to select a PHP version. It is a PHP 8.2, and here you have to enter a custom web root. For this you don't need to add a custom web root, but if you are using a Laravel, you can enter a public or wherever the ServerAvatar can find a index.php or any index file, and then just click on create an application. So it will take around 20 to 30 seconds to create an application and host your project on a server. Okay, here you can see GitHub application has been installed successfully. To verify it, let's visit the domain, and here you can see it has been successfully installed and hosted on a provided domain. So this is how easy made by the ServerAvatar to host any GitHub repository of PHP and Node.js by using a ServerAvatar. Here, if you wish to install a SSL certificate, it will take just a few clicks. So go to the SSL certificate, and here you have the options to install automatically and a custom installation. So for this tutorial, I am going to select a automatic installation, and here you can install a automatic SSL. So in a one click, you have installed a SSL certificate. In a few clicks, you have hosted a GitHub repository with deployment script. And see, this is level of life easy made by a ServerAvatar for any developer or for any companies. So if you like this tutorial, please like, subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon button. Thank you.